What it do, YouTube? It's your boy, Dan, man. We back in the trap. We cooking up another audio book message with the subconscious mind, man. We getting deep into that mind. We're on chapter 5. Now, if you ain't got this book by now, you can order it on Amazon. It take about 2 days. It was like $8 or $10. What was it? It wasn't expensive at all. You can buy some weeds and Jordans, and you can buy a book. We on page 65. So let's vibe out, get some meaning going on, so we can conquer and get our dreams.
5. Mental healings in modern times. Everyone is definitely concerned with the healing of bodily conditions and human affairs. What is it that heals? Where is this healing power? These are questions asked by everyone. The answer is that this healing power is in the subconscious mind of each person, and a changed mental attitude on the part of the sick person releases this healing power. No mental or religious science practitioner, psychologist, psychiatrist, or medical doctor ever healed a patient.
Whoa.
There is an old saying, the doctor dresses the wound, but God heals it. The psychologist or psychiatrist proceeds to remove the
Yeah, I heard what they said. No mental or religious or science practitioner, whatever he said, or a doctor has healed a patient. That is an old saying. The doctor dresses the wound, but God heals it. Oh, let me get that little light on. Well, it's too much light. Like I'm in it, but it's glowing. Hold on.
the mental blocks in the patient so that the healing principle may be released, restoring the patient to health. Likewise, the surgeon removes the physical block, enabling the healing currents to function normally. No physician, surgeon, or mental science practitioner claims that he healed the patient. The one healing power is called by many names: nature, life, God, creative intelligence, and subconscious.
The one healing power might be called by many different names: nature, life, God, creative intelligence, but in reality, these are simply different ways to refer to the subconscious mind. So a lot of y'all say the major healing power is not nature. That's one y'all might say. God, life. Oh, it's just life. Life. Creative intelligence. No. It's your subconscious mind. Ooh, it hit nasty.
Power. As previously outlined, there are many different methods used to remove the mental, emotional, and physical blocks, which inhibit the flow of the healing life principle animating all of us. The healing principle resident in your subconscious mind can and will, if properly directed by you or some other person, heal your mind and body of all disease. This healing principle is operative in all men regardless of creed, color, or race. You do not have to belong to some particular church in order to use and participate in this healing process. Your subconscious will heal the burn or cut on your hand, even though you profess to be an atheist or agnostic. The modern mental therapeutic procedure is based on the truth that the infinite...
Y'all heard what he said, that your subconscious will heal the burn or cut on your hand, even if you profess to be an atheist, even if you don't believe in nothing. Your body will heal automatically.
Intelligence and power of your subconscious mind responds according to your faith. The mental science practitioner or minister follows the injunction of the Bible. For example, he goes into his closet and shuts the door, which means he stills his mind, relaxes, lets go, and thinks of the infinite healing presence within him. He closes the door of his mind to all outside distractions as well as appearances, and then he quietly and knowingly turns over his request or desire to his subconscious mind, realizing that the intelligence of his mind will answer him according to his specific needs.
That's different. Close the door of their mind, all outside distractions as well as appearance, and quietly knowing, turn over your request or desire to your subconscious mind, realizing that the intelligence of their mind will answer them accordingly to their specific needs. So if you got in your room, turn your phone off, turn your TV off, your kids at school or they sleep, and you went in your room in the dark and you sat there you ask yourself what you really wanted, your desire, and you ask for it, and you meant it, this shit hit different. You'll get it.
The most wonderful thing to know is this. Imagine the end desired and feel its reality. Then the infinite life principle will respond to your conscious choice.
That's going to be tough. Imagine the end desire and the feeling. Like, how do you feel like you going to be rich when they down there knocking on the door for the money? I got to underline that because we got to imagine that. So that's why I say imagine, pretend. Imagine the end desire and its reality, then the infinite life principle will respond to your conscious choice or your conscious request. The meaning of the text, believe you have received and you shall receive. You see they put the Bible quote in there? This is what the modern mental sciences does. The meaning of the text, believe you will have received and you shall receive. Nigga get to sound like a preacher with arms. Hey, they hit deep. The meaning of this text, believe you have received it and you shall receive it. This is what the modern mental scientist does when he or she practices prayer therapy.
And your conscious request. This is the meaning of belief you have received and you shall receive. This is what the modern mental scientist does when he practices prayer therapy. One process of healing. There is only one universal healing principle operating through everything. The cat, the dog, the tree, the grass, the wind, the earth. For everything is alive. This life principle operates through the animal, vegetable, and mineral kingdoms as instinct and the law of growth. Man is consciously aware of this life principle, and he can consciously direct it to bless himself in countless ways. There are many different approaches, techniques, and methods in using the universal power, but there is only one process of healing, which is faith. For according to your faith, is it done unto you. The law.
The only process of healing is which is faith. For according to your faith, it is done unto you. There are many different approaches and using the universal power. But the process of healing, which is faith, and your faith is done unto you. Ooh. This will be a little scary because it's like you can't blame nobody but yourself now. God damn.
Of belief. All religions of the world represent forms of belief, and these beliefs are explained in many ways. The law of life is belief. What do you believe about yourself, life, and the universe? It is done unto you as you believe. Belief is a thought in your mind, which causes the power of your subconscious to be distributed into all phases of your life according to your thinking habits. You must realize the Bible is not talking about your belief in some ritual, ceremony, form, institution, man, or formula. It is talking about belief itself. The belief of your mind is simply the thought of your mind. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Mark.
If thou can't believe, all things possible to him that believeth. So if you don't believe it, you ain't gonna get it. It's over with once I learn how to do this shit. Once I know how to trick my brain, it's over with, bro.
Chapter 9, verse 23. It is foolish to believe in something to hurt or harm you. Remember, it is not the thing believed in that hurts or harms you, but the belief or thought in your mind which creates the result. All your experiences, all your actions, and all the events and circumstances of your life are but the reflections and reactions to your own thought. Prayer therapy is the combined function of the conscious and subconscious mind scientifically directed. Prayer therapy is the synchronized, harmonious, and intelligent function of the conscious and subconscious levels of mind specifically directed for a definite purpose. In scientific prayer or prayer therapy, you must know what you are doing and why you are doing it. You trust the law of healing.
In scientific prayer or prayer, you must know what you are doing and why you are doing it. So when you're praying, know why you're praying and what are you doing it for. Let me go ahead and underline that, because that's something you got to know why you're praying. In scientific prayer or prayer therapy, you must know what you are doing and why you are doing it. You trust the law of healing, so that's faith. The law of healing is faith. If y'all didn't know, that was in the law of belief chapter. Prayer therapy is sometimes referred as a mental treatment. So praying is a mental treatment. I ain't been praying. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I need to get back on my shit. I pray over my food.
Prayer therapy is sometimes referred to as mental treatment, and another term is scientific prayer.
I gotta start praying.
In prayer therapy, you consciously choose a certain idea, mental picture or plan, which you desire to experience.
God damn, I be doing it. Prayer therapy, you constantly choose a certain idea, a mental picture, or a plan that you plan to experience. Choose a certain idea, mental picture, or plan that you desire to experience.
You realize your capacity to convey this idea or mental image to your subconscious by feeling the reality of the state assumed. As you remain faithful in your mental attitude, your prayer will be answered. Prayer therapy is a definite mental action for a definite specific purpose. Let us suppose that you decide to heal a certain difficulty by prayer therapy. You are aware that your problem or sickness, whatever it may be, must be caused by negative thoughts charged with fear and logic.
What did he just say? Did he just break down everything? Hold on. You are aware of your problem. You are aware of your problem or sickness, whatever it may be. It must be caused by negative thoughts charged with fear. So whatever situation you're going through, what's making it worse is your negative thinking and that fear with that negative thinking. And it's lodged into your subconscious mind. Fear and negative thinking. This book be preaching, bro.
In your subconscious mind, and that if you can succeed in cleansing your mind of these thoughts, you will get a healing.
Okay.
You, therefore, turn to the healing power within your subconscious mind and remind yourself of its infinite power and intelligence, and its capacity to heal all conditions. As you dwell on these truths, your fear will begin to dissolve, and the recollection of these truths also corrects the erroneous beliefs. You give thanks for the healing that you know will come, and then you keep your mind off the difficulty until you feel guided, after an interval, to pray again. While you're praying, you absolutely refuse to give any power to the negative conditions or to admit for a second that the healing will not come.
You refuse to give any power to the negative conditions or admit for a second that your healing will not come. Damn, it's almost like Naruto. You know when Sasuke had got that bite on their neck, and Kakashi put that seal on their neck, and he said, "Don't doubt yourself for the power, or don't extend your powers." Like, if you rely on that, this shit. I think I said it right, but if you refuse and you give up power to your negative thinking, or admit for a second that the healing it won't happen. Like you second thought it, like, it's never gonna work. The prayer will never come. The attitude of mind brings with the harmony union with the conscious and subconscious mind, and it releases the healing power. So basically, I'm gonna let the book do it. Then I'm gonna come back.
This attitude of mind brings about the harmonious union of the conscious and subconscious mind,
And
which releases the healing power.
So the attitude of winning, like bring a good attitude, is going to bring you in harmony and union with your conscious and your subconscious mind and release the healing power.
Faith healing, what it means, and how blind faith works. What is popularly termed faith healing is not the faith mentioned in the Bible, which means a knowledge of the interaction of the conscious and subconscious mind. A faith healer is one who heals without any real scientific understanding of the powers and forces involved. He may claim that he has a special gift of healing, and the sick person's blind belief in him or his powers may bring results. The voodoo doctor in South Africa and other parts of the world may heal by incantations, or a person may be healed by touching the so-called bones of saints, or anything else which cause the patients to honestly believe in the method or process. Any method which causes you to move from fear and worry to faith and expectancy will heal. There are many persons, each of whom claims that because his personal theory produces results, it is, therefore, the correct one. This, as already explained in this chapter, cannot be true. To illustrate how blind faith works, you will recall our discussion of the Swiss physician Franz Anton Mesmer. In 1776, he claimed many cures when...
Let me take it back. So basically, in many parts of the world, there are all type of healers, right? People that tell you about the voodoo, the enchantments, the spirits. Then some people might tell you to touch bones or four-leaf clovers or mix some herbs, make a spell. So you getting that item, they selling you belief. So they giving you a placebo, like, take this four-leaf clover. It's gonna make your day lucky. So now you got in your brain, oh, today I'm gonna be lucky because you got that clover. You didn't heal yourself, you didn't, but no. Now when you lose that clover, you think it's gone. Now you ain't got that power no more. Come on, bro. So that was in that chapter. Then it said, anything that leads to a patient honestly believing in the method process will make a healing more likely. Any method that causes you to move from fear and worry to faith will heal people. Many people claim that because their individual theories produce results, they must therefore be correct and true. So if they heal, the dude that's selling that stick, he's a merchant. Because you're going to believe, so anybody that go to him, they sell this clover. He just tricked you and made you think you healed yourself the whole time. Jeez.
When he stroked diseased bodies with artificial magnets. Later on, he threw away his magnets and evolved the theory of animal magnetism. This he held to be a fluid which pervades the universe, but is most active in the human organism. He claimed that this magnetic fluid, which was going forth from him to his patients, healed them. People flocked to him, and many wonderful cures were effected. Mesmer moved to Paris, and while there, the government appointed a commission composed of physicians and members of the Academy of Science, of which Benjamin Franklin was a member, to investigate his cures. The report admitted the leading facts claimed by Mesmer, but held that there was no evidence to prove the correctness of his magnetic fluid theory, and said the effects were due to the imagination of the patients. Soon after this, Mesmer was driven into exile and died in 1815. Shortly afterwards, Dr. Braid of Manchester undertook to show that magnetic fluid had nothing to do with the production of the healings of Dr. Mesmer. Dr. Braid discovered that patients could be thrown into hypnotic sleep by suggestion, during which many of the well-known phenomena ascribed to magnetism by Mesmer could be produced. You can readily see that all these cures were undoubtedly brought about by the active imagination of the patients, together with a powerful suggestion of health to their subconscious minds. All this could be termed blind faith, as there was no understanding in those days as to how the cures were brought about. Subjective faith and what it means. You will recall the proposition, which need not be repeated at length, that the subjective or subconscious mind of an individual is as amenable to the control of his own conscious or objective mind as it is by the suggestions of another. It follows that whatever may be your objective belief, if you will assume to have faith actively or passively, your subconscious mind will be controlled by the suggestion and your desire will be fulfilled. The faith required in mental healings is a purely subjective faith, and it is attainable upon the cessation of active opposition on the part of the objective or conscious mind. In the healing of the body, it is, of course, desirable to secure the concurrent faith of both the conscious and subconscious mind. However, it is not always essential if you will enter into a state of passivity and receptivity by relaxing the mind and the body and getting into a sleepy state. In this drowsy state, your passivity becomes receptive to subjective impression.
So basically, to get into that subconscious mind, you got to get your body in a relaxing mind and your body in a sleepy state, in a drowsy state. So you can have passive shit going into your brain, subjective impression. So your brain can be impressed.
Recently, I was asked by a man, "How is it that I got a healing through a minister?" I do not believe what he said when he told me that there is no such thing as disease and that matter does not exist. This man at first thought his intelligence was being insulted.
Facts.
And he protested against such a palpable absurdity. The explanation is simple. He was quieted by soothing words and told to get into a perfectly passive condition, to say nothing, and to think of nothing for the time being. His minister also became passive and affirmed quietly, peacefully, and constantly for about 1/2 hour that this man would have perfect health, peace, harmony, and wholeness. He felt immense relief and was restored to health.
As a man told, the explanation is simple. He was quiet by smoothing words and told to get in a passive condition to say nothing and to think of nothing for the time being. You know how hard it is not to think? Every time I meditate, my brain going off. It's like it can't shut up. I be telling myself to shut up. I'm trying. I'm going to try after I'm done with this book. But I'm fighting, bro.
It is easy to see that his subjective faith had been made manifest by his passivity under treatment, and the suggestions of perfect healthfulness by the minister were conveyed to his subconscious mind. The two subjective minds were then en rapport. The minister was not handicapped by antagonistic autosuggestions of the patient arising from objective doubt of the power of the healer or the correctness of the theory. In this sleepy, drowsy state, the conscious mind resistance is reduced to a minimum and results followed. The subconscious mind of the patient, being necessarily controlled by such suggestion, exercised its functions in accordance therewith, and a healing followed. The meaning of absent treatment. Suppose you learned that your mother was sick in New York City and you lived in Los Angeles. Your mother would not be physically present where you are, but you could pray for her.
We on 71.
It is the Father within which doeth the work. The creative law of mind, subconscious mind, serves you and will do the work. Its response to you is automatic. Your treatment is for the purpose of inducing an inner realization of health and harmony in your mentality. This inner realization, acting through the subconscious mind, operates through your mother's subconscious mind as there is but one creative mind. Your thoughts of health, vitality, and perfection operate through the one universal subjective mind and set a law in motion on the subjective side of life, which manifests through her body as a healing. In the mind principle, there is no time or space. It is the same mind that operates through your mother, no matter where she may be. In reality, there is no absent treatment as opposed to present treatment, for the universal mind is omnipresent. You do not try to send out thoughts or hold a thought. Your treatment is a conscious movement of thought, and as you become conscious of the qualities of health, well-being, and relaxation, these qualities will be resurrected in the experience of your mother, and results will follow. The following is a perfect example of what is called absent treatment. Recently, a listener to our radio program in Los Angeles prayed as follows for her mother in New York, who had a coronary thrombosis. The healing presence is right where my mother is. Her bodily condition is but a reflection of her thought life, like shadows cast on the screen. I know that in order to change the images on the screen, I must change the projection reel. My mind is the projection reel, and I now project in.
Basically say the healing process is right where my mother is. Her bodily condition is but a reflection of her thought life, like a shadow cast on the screen. I know in order to change the image on the screen, I must change what they reflect. I now project in my mind the image of wholeness, harmony, and perfect health for my mother. So she made her own picture. Everybody was thinking, oh, deathbed and all. She painted her own picture with her brain, and that's what happened because she spoke it into existence.
In my own mind, the image of wholeness, harmony, and perfect health for my mother. The infinite healing presence, which created my mother's body and all her organs, is now saturating every atom of her being, and a river of peace flows through every cell of her body. The doctors are divinely guided and directed, and whoever touches my mother is guided to do the right thing. I know that disease has no ultimate reality.
Right now.
If it had, no one could be healed. I now align myself with the infinite principle of love and life, and I know and decree that harmony, health, and peace are now being expressed in my mother's body. She prayed in the above manner several times daily.
God, that's a lot. I gotta start playing, bro. She prayed in the matter 7 times a day.
And her mother had a most remarkable recovery after a few days, much to the amazement of her specialist. He complimented her on her great faith in the power of God. The conclusion, arrived at in the daughter's mind, set the creative law of mind in motion on the subjective side of life, which manifested itself through her mother's body as perfect health and harmony. What the daughter felt as true about her mother was simultaneously resurrected in the experience of her mother, releasing the kinetic action of the subconscious mind. A psychologist friend of mine told me that one of his lungs was infected. X-rays and analysis showed the presence of tuberculosis. At night, before going to sleep, he would quietly affirm, "Every cell, nerve, tissue, and muscle of my lungs are now being made whole, pure, and perfect. My whole body is being restored to health and harmony." These are not his exact words, but they represent the essence of what he affirmed. A complete healing followed in about a month's time. Subsequent X-rays showed a perfect healing. I wanted to know his method, so I asked him why he repeated the words prior to sleep. Here is his reply. The kinetic action of the subconscious mind continues throughout your sleep time period. Hence, give the subconscious mind something good to work on as you drop off into slumber.
So anytime y'all tired, like, oh, it's time to take a nap, that's when you need to be thinking what you want to do in your life, your dreams and your goals. Say your affirmations. I'm good. I'm great. I'm powerful. I am a money magnet. Yes, all that crazy. That's when you need to be saying it to yourself.
This was a very wise answer. In thinking of harmony and perfect health, he never mentioned his trouble by name. I strongly suggest that you cease talking about your ailments or giving them a name. The only sap from which they draw life is your attention and fear of them. Like the above-mentioned psychologist, become a mental surgeon. Then your troubles will be cut off like dead branches.
Mark on 73, you say, this why it's so critical to give your subconscious mind some beneficial to work on as you drop into slumber. So turn that TV off. If that TV ain't on something educational, turn it off. I know I used to go to sleep with the TV on all the time. I made my girlfriend, everybody go to sleep with the TV on. Now, turn it off. I'm listening to an audio book. I turn to on. Once it is set in motion in a certain direction, the kinetic energy of the subconscious mind continues throughout your sleep.
Are pruned from a tree. If you are constantly naming your aches and symptoms, you inhibit the kinetic action, which means the release of the healing power and energy of your subconscious mind. Furthermore, by the law of your own mind, these imaginings tend to take shape. As the thing.
On the other hand, if you are constantly naming your aches and symptoms and discussing them, you will give them power over you. If you be like, oh, my back, oh, it's getting worse, if you stop thinking about that, bitch, oh, my back gonna get good night's sleep, my back gonna be perfect. If you talk that shit, it's gonna happen. If not, just go to a chiropractor. But if you speaking on your illness, I'm sick as a dog. Oh, it's getting worse. I feel worse. It's gonna get worse. You speaking into existence. So we're gonna mark that out too. We're gonna that's some game right there. Let me see. Basically, let's take it back to this is a very wise answer. Notice also that in thinking of harmony and perfect health, she never referred to a condition by name. I strongly suggest that you stop talking about your ailments and giving them a name. So I suggest that you stop talking about your ailments and giving them a name, especially in the hours leading up to sleep. The only sap from which they draw life is your attention of fear on them. So basically, the negative thoughts, if you pay them attention, you're going to give them attention. So stop paying them attention. And your troubles will be cut off the way of the dead branches. Proofs from the tree.
Thing I greatly feared. Fill your mind with the great truths of life and walk forward in the light of love. Summary of your aids to health. 1. Find out what it is that heals you. Realize that correct directions given to your subconscious mind will heal your mind and body. 2. Develop a definite plan for turning over your requests or desires to your subconscious mind.
Right.
3. Imagine the end desired and feel its reality.
That's where it's going to hit me. Imagine the end desired and feel its reality. Follow through and you will get the definite results. So feel that I made it already. Feel that I already got that gold plaque on the wall, that silver plaque on the wall, and them big checks coming. So I have to feel that energy.
Follow it through, and you will get definite results. 4. Decide what belief is. Know that belief is a thought in your mind, and what you think, you create.
Know that belief is a thought in your mind, and that is what you think that you create. So whatever you think about, you can create.
5. It is foolish to believe in sickness and something to hurt or to harm you. Okay. Believe in perfect health, prosperity, peace, wealth, and divine guidance.
Okay.
6. Great and noble thoughts upon which you habitually dwell become great acts. 7. Apply the power of prayer therapy in your life. Choose a certain plan, idea, or mental picture.
So basically, you got to pray, man. Choose some time to pray. Choose a certain plan or idea or a mental picture. Unite it with mentally and emotionally with the idea as you remain faithful to your mental attitude, and your prayer will be answered.
Mentally and emotionally unite with that idea, and as you remain faithful to your mental attitude, your prayer will be answered. 8. Always remember, if you really want the power to heal, you can have it through faith, which means a knowledge of the working of your conscious and subconscious mind. Faith comes with understanding. 9. Blind faith means that a person may get results in healing without any scientific understanding of the powers and forces involved. 10. Learn to pray for your loved ones who may be ill. Quiet your mind and your thoughts of health, vitality, and perfection operating through the one universal subjective mind will be felt and resurrected in the mind of your loved one.
Quiet your mind, your thoughts of health and perfection operating through the one universally subjective mind. It would be. So basically, pray for your loved ones, man. If your loved ones ill, put a strong emotion behind it and pray for them. And hopefully you'll manifest it. All right, that's chapter 6. We did chapter 5. So we're going to end it off here. Then we're going to jump on to chapter 6. Y'all might see me in the same hat. What y'all is, man. So look, hit that like button, comment down below. Tell me what y'all learned from this subject in this chapter. See which chapter, which one y'all learned. I hope y'all taking notes. I hope y'all got y'all outline. Because these some gems, bro. Like, this is going to teach you how to pray. Like, really pray. This is going to really teach you how to pray. And we only on chapter 4. Chapter 5, I mean. But hit that like button, comment down below, and 3 subscribe to the family. I'm gonna go on to chapter 6, but I don't want to spread the video too long. So I'm gonna cut it off and we're gonna go to chapter 6.